Their say on their favorite football clubs.
I think it's a very interesting season. It's a very clear chance for them.
The principal actors are carried along.
They play this match like a cold man. People have penetrated into my team to destroy me.
Oh my God, who cares?
My enemies have penetrated into my players, destroy me, so they have succeeded.
I don't believe in the pages of newspaper. I have to get the record straight. We must respect contract.
Imba playing Calabar, their home is Yaba. When Calabar Chinda is in my home too. I can go there and pick the one, no win the match.
100% football stories and analysis. Soccer Swag. Join our sports tag team Mondays through Fridays at 6 p.m. Soccer Swag. Football gist at its best.
Goes from Wilshere. Oh, that's delightful. Alexis Sanchez with a beautiful free kick.
Leo Messi, el regate de Leo Messi, Leo. Goal!
Hi there, this is Ian Driscoll from the UK. I'm here in Nigeria to help Nigeria, and I'm working with OJ Ferrari. That's the name, OJ Ferrari. He's an absolute star. You need to stay with Magic 102.9 FM. It's Magic.
Baby, go down, oh, Archie Kolo. Yes, I'm from Buzoro, aka Swagg, aka BBGJ, aka Belo Juku, and I'm here with Jude, aka OJ Ferrari.
Well, thumbs up to Mr. Driscoll and Zoro Swagg Bag. A very good evening to you. Welcome to Soccer Swag on Magic 102.9 FM. Day number 6 in the month of December 2022. We're glad to be back on your radio. Yes, Jude alongside Mr. Football Flakes set to take you around the exciting world of football for the next 55 minutes or thereabout. So sit tight, fasten your seatbelt as we embark on the journey. Well, Flakes, good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Greetings, OJ. Greetings to the listener out there. It's getting tougher for the Spanish national side against Morocco. The game has been pushed into extra time. Not the best of times for either side anyway. Deadlock going to be broken.
Of course, talking about the match ongoing right now, we shall get to that segment of the show in due course. But for now, let's take a look at the things happening as far as Nigerian football is concerned. Yes. Well, Joseph Pesero, the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, is in the news where he has assured that Nigeria will qualify for the 2026 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Super Eagles missed out on the 2022 edition of the World Cup for the first time hosted for the first time by an Arab nation, Qatar, after losing 1-1 on the away goals rule to arch rivals Ghana Black Stars. Now, with the Mundial in the knockout stages, so many Nigerians have viewed the Super Eagles not taking part in what may have been termed, our World Cup. But then coach Joseph Pesero says that despite, the pains of Nigerians, he believes that the Eagles have what it takes to go all the way, in the World Cup 2026. And a array of the world's best players have been of course, taken to the pitch with wonderful goals, shocking results, and brilliant opening ceremony that we did see. The Super Eagles Portuguese coach, who is in Qatar since the beginning of the tournament, has assured Nigerians that by the year 2026, when we'll be having about 3 countries host, Canada, Mexico, and the US, that Nigeria hopefully, will be part of that, excitement. Well, you look at Pesero, he's been quite optimistic since he came on board. He has repeatedly said Nigeria would win the Nations Cup next time around, and he's now saying, we'll be we'll be at the World Cup next time. Well, is this just him saying, or you think he actually believes that we have what it takes to go all the way?
The Portuguese tactician needs to match action, with words, as far as he has made that statement of intent that the Super Eagles needs to be in Canada, Mexico, and USA in the next World Cup. I feel having missed out, on the ongoing FIFA World Cup, he needs to, also, come back with that strong belief. He needs to win back, the confidence from fans, the Nigerian fans. He needs to also tell his employers, "Wow, I missed it. I have to redress the balance. I have to get it right now." So that's why he's making such, positive statements. So we are left to see, definitely in the coming months, coming years, if definitely what he said, recently would come to be a reality. as far as qualification for the next FIFA World Cup is concerned.
Okay, one man that Jose Peseiro will be relying on to get the goals is Victor Osimhen. While he's looking to hire a new trainer, we understand, in a bid to improve his goal-scoring form. The Nigerian has enjoyed a fine campaign with Serie A club Napoli. The 23-year-old has scored 10 goals and recorded 3 assists in 14 appearances across all competitions for the Napoli side. Well, it has emerged in Italian press that Osimhen is not satisfied with the achievements this season and is targeting further milestones. According to reports in Italy, he has asked for a personal trainer to help him improve his game. Osimhen is currently with Napoli at their training camp in Turkey, where they'll play Antalyaspor and Crystal Palace in friendly matches there. And we hear he's needing more. It's just like the case of Oliver Twist. Osimhen wants more, even though his returns have been quite impressive. But we hear he's seeking to hire a new trainer that would see him even sharpen his boots and get more goals. When we become the next Ronaldo or the next Lionel Messi, you never can say.
In all honesty, OJ, there's no shortage of ambition for the gangling Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen. You know, he feels he's still climbing the hill. He feels he hasn't gotten to that landmark he has set for himself. You can imagine a player that is literally being celebrated in Naples, you know, thanks to his great exploits prior to the pause of this ongoing season, you know. But he feels that definitely I need something more. I need to deliver. I need to. The little wonder his stock value rose up to the heavens, you know. I feel he needs a trainer that can also tell him what it feels, what it means to be banging in goals week in, week out. So that's why he's making such bold statement. It goes to show that definitely, OJ, there's no resting place for this guy, you know. He's not resting on his laurels. He's not resting on his present glory. He feels that he's yet to deliver more. So kudos to him for such, you know, ambitious statement. Let's see how he passes that in the coming days for him. Okay, it's all about hard work and more work for Victor Starboy Osimhen. Even though he scores quite a number of goals, he says, I still want more. Well, never a bad thing to always want more there. We're talking about this national team. Let's quickly, switch gears a little bit and talk some women football, where Nigeria Super Falcons midfielder Ngozi Okeogene has decided to part ways with a Swedish club Eskilstuna United. Where we gathered, Okobi left the team after they were relegated to the second division after the 2021-2022 season of the league, where the skillful midfielder joined the Eskilstuna from a Visjo, where she made decent, of course, outings which attracted several top teams. She spent 5 years with the Swedish side, making 107 appearances and scoring 11 goals. Okobi scored twice in 26 games in the just concluded season. She's now decided to look elsewhere. Ngozi Okobi has been one who's been around for a long time. I mean, finally looking at maybe other challenges elsewhere. This is part of the game, isn't it? It is, of course, part of the game. OJ, in all honesty, I must let you know, maybe why he's trying to part ways, or maybe why he has parted ways with his Swedish employees. The fact that maybe they got relegated after the just concluded 2021-2022 season. So he feels he needs, that's the Super Falcon star. Yes, Ngozi Okobi. He feels she needs a way formidable side that he can also, show the world what he's got. Remember, he's one of the household names as far as the Super Falcons is concerned. So he wouldn't want to be playing maybe in the second tier or third tier. So he needs to establish herself. He feels that she is still in her prime. So that's why probably she parted ways with them. So let's wish her well going forward. So wish her the very best. Talking about Ngozi Okeogene. Well, these days, of course, she since got married. So we'll keep tabs on her progress and we'll let you know how far she continues with that, journey across the European continent or maybe even Asia. You never can say. A lot of our players are also looking in that direction these days, going to the Middle East and making money from the Arab world. Why not? It's all about the Benjamins for the players. Well, let's quickly talk about, the sports minister and our league. The Honourable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sonny Dare, has called on the newly inaugurated Interim Management Committee, the IMC of the National Professional Football League, NPFL, to resuscitate the league and bring it to its past glory. Well, the minister made the call in his office in Abuja when he gave audience to the members of the committee who were there on a visit. Well, Mr. Dare expressed concern over the deteriorating state of the Nigerian Professional Football League, which he said was once the pride of the nation. According to him, our professional league, which used to be our pride in this country, is sick today and has become a caricature of its old self, which needs urgent attention, stressing further that once a sport lacks competition, that sport is dead. The minister explained that the football can also become a profitable business in the country if only the league can be resuscitated. The words of Sonny Dare, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, were charging the IMC to ensure that they get a league back to life
the league is literally dead, and it says we need to find a way to resuscitate the league and bring it to its past glory. I'm sure this is what a lot of football fans, want to see, where a vibrant league will be running, where we can see a lot of competition, and I would also give birth to, players across, developing across the land. Why not?
A league that is renowned for tentative date for resumption happens to be not the best of leagues. I'm more or less, OJ. My observation is bereft of sentiment. This is the NPFL we're talking about. First year of Nigerian football, when we are being told that the resumption for the league starts so date, and when it gets to that point, it won't. Then they begin to give us tentative, assurances. It doesn't bid well for us. So the statement from the Minister of Sports Sunday that is a wake up call for the newly established LMC. They should look down on what played out during the defunct LMC, and also they navigate ways, healthy ways that could bring back that glory that the sports minister is making reference to. So I feel that the statement from the sports minister is timely. The statement from the number one sportsman in Nigeria is also encouraging for the likes of Davis Owumi-led IMC for them to buckle up and not go back to those old ways that brought criticism, that brought condemnation as far as our first year football is concerned. So let's see how it goes from here. Okay, well, the MPFL club owners, which is in the real sense, a collection of persons who run the various clubs in the top league on behalf of their state governments, are apparently playing the script of disgruntled elements of the sacked LMC to sabotage the interim management committee to reposition the country's Premier League. Well, in a long-awaited decision, the federal government recently fired the LMC and replaced it with the IMC to run the MPFL. Well, as expected, we hear those who benefited from the old order under the defunct LMC, like the club owners, having been doing everything to ensure the new organizers of the MPFL do not succeed. Well, there is a sense, really, according to reports we're getting, from close sources, that the so-called club owners have gone against the proposal, by the IMC for an abridged MPFL season, so as to align the league calendar with that of Europe. The officials, we understand, are insisting on a full regular season, with the proviso that the leading clubs at the time of CAF registration deadline should be picked to represent the country at the various international competitions. Well, the run, of course, this runs counter to the position of the IMC, which has ordered that MPFL matches will only be televised or television friendly. Of course, it will be played at television friendly stadiums because of efforts, put in by the IMC to ensure that our league, gets some kind of a good, I don't know the word to put in now right now, but it's obvious that our league is not where it should be. The IMC are talking to stakeholders. They want to ensure that we find a way to reposition the league. First, we must talk about the league getting to television. We must also talk about the playing surfaces good enough for television. You don't just put the games on TV. You must ensure that the surfaces that these games will be played on are good enough. So that the continent of Africa can see firsthand what we have back home. We also ensure that the referees also get their match indemnities. The cases of referees being taken care of by host teams and all of those stuff, have actually been one of the major problems we've had in the league. You don't expect a referee going to a venue, for instance, maybe traveling from the south to the north, and then he's welcomed by the host club in the north. He's given a good hotel. He's given everything that he needs. To officiate in a way that team would lose. So sometimes these referees are influenced by the hospitality of the host team. The IMC is saying, look, we must find a way around this and ensure that we have these things in place so that we can run our football so professionally that factors like inducement don't come to play in determining who wins the league. Let's have a credible winner for the league, and that's what really the club owners are not in support of this and are looking at ways to frustrate the IMC. One of the reasons the league hasn't even started. Of course, that's one of the major reasons the league hasn't ever started. Like the statement from the newly established IMC did say that even the indemnities that were being owed by the defunct LMC have to be paid, before the commencement of the league. There are a whole lot of factors, OJ. Honestly, I must let you know, at that point, we happen to be one of the match delegates in the Just Concluded season. We saw a whole lot of, irregularities. We saw a whole lot of, inadequacies, lapses, as far as our league is concerned. Talking about those of the referee, like you said, when a host team, welcomes the referee, the referee will be looking from that angle of hospitality. True. Yeah, of course, to favor them. So you don't expect the man that travels hours from road. Most of them, they used to travel by the road. They don't just fly. Ask me how. Where is the money to fly? So these are the things that need to be put in place, and I'm not surprised that the league is here to kickstart. In as much as we've been given a tentative date, 18 December, that's when the league is going to kick off, but we are not really sure about that. So there are a whole lot of things, whole lot of factors. Not even forgetting the players' insurance policy. That's very, very crucial.
Very important.
Very, very important. I know these are human beings I'm talking about here. So there are a whole lot of things. For crying out loud, we are talking about the first tier of Nigerian football, the NPFL. This is what defines us. And in all honesty, OJ, our inability not to qualify for the ongoing FIFA World Cup, it can also be tailored down to the inadequacies that has bedeviled our league, the diminished status that we have always been known for as far as Nigerian Football League is concerned. So these are the things that the newly established IMT needs to put in place. They need to checkmate all these things before the commencement of the said December 18th league season starts. So if they fail to put this in, what player are doing the defunct MPF LMC, I beg your pardon, definitely I won't be surprised when he raises his ugly head again.
Okay, when he raises his ugly head, we've got quite a number of things that are not palatable, or things that are not even worth talking about, in our league. Issues of salaries being owed. We hear the unresolved non-payment of salaries and allowances to staff of Lobby Stars under the Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the club, Dominic Iyofa, took a new turn last week as 18 of the unpaid players or unpaid staff initiated legal action against the management of the club in a demand letter written and delivered to the club chairman, Deputy Governor of the state, Engineer Benson Abonu, on the 28th of November by the legal team of 4 lawyers of the unpaid staff headed by Barrister Damsa. Lobby Stars were expected to pay the staff their entitlement up to November 2022 and counting, or respond otherwise within 7 days. Until the time of this, of course, this report, we will yet to get no response, from the club itself. But then this is one of the ugly things we've seen in our football, where players don't get paid as and when due. Why? We do not know. Why that's always the case? I mean, questions really begging for answers. But then the players we hear are not taking legal action against the club, and hopefully the court would rule and the players would be given what is due them. I mean, some very, 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 very bad things happening in our league, and the reason, we just sometimes get tired of it. But then we'll keep preaching and hoping that someday the league becomes what it should be. Nigeria is a big country. We're a footballing nation. We're known globally. And you ask yourself, why don't we even have a referee at the World Cup? Why don't we have referees at the Nations Cup? I mean, a lot of questions to be asked here, and I just hope someday, all of these things become, history. We now become a country that should be respected, a country that acts, in a respectable manner, so we can have, even our referees, get to global level. The World Cup, for instance. I mean, there are referees from countries that are not even up to Nigeria, for instance. Why? How come they're getting attention? And we here, who pride ourselves as maybe one of Africa's biggest nations, we do not even get the recognition. We're not even looked at, when these things are being talked about. Even though we've got, a member, a Nigerian in the FIFA Council. We even had, one as the vice chairman of CAF at the time. So there are quite a lot of things, we need to talk about to ensure that we get our football, to where it should be. Anyways, enough of the talk. Let's quickly take a break right now, to pay some bills. When we come back, it's going to be all about the World Cup. It's Morocco versus Spain as we speak. The match has since gotten into extra time, and it's been a ding-dong affair. When we come back, we shall throw more light on it, and of course also get you connected to Samid, who is in Doha, Qatar.
When you cannot go to work because of cold and Qatar. When cold and Qatar want to spoil your day, not mix and gripping for effective relief from cold and Qatar. Mix and grip, more cold, mix and grip. No more cold and Qatar. Mix and grip, mix and grip. Don't skip your day. Mix and grip, more cold, mix and grip.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited they distribute Mixagrip. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Mixagrip, don't skip your day.
Mix and grip, don't skip your day. Mix and grip, more cold, mix and grip. Effective reliever. Mix and cold and Qatar. Mix and grip. For young and old, mix and grip.
Your pikin don land. Hello. No dull. Give your pikin breast milk sharp inside 1 hour where you born am. Make it take drink that first yellow milk where they call colostrum. That first yellow milk colostrum gets everything where your pikin need. Plus say go protect your pikin against yamayama disease. No forget give your pikin breast inside the first 1 hour when you born am. This message now from ARIM Project, Federal Ministry of Health.
Nurse Julie, I need you to go get Nightingale towel underpads.
Matron Abby, but I've not heard of Nightingale towel underpads.
Nightingale towel underpads are water-absorbing underpads that prevent spillages and leakages from pregnant women and sick patients. They also help our birthing mothers rest more comfortably.
Wow, Matron, you don't have to say more. I'm heading out to procure Nightingale towel underpads for the clinic. These leakages must stop by Nightingale or by force.
Nightingale towel underpads are disposable bedding underpads made with soft, comfortable, and absorbent cotton materials designed to protect from bed sores and infections that may come from soaked beds and beddings. Nightingale towel underpads, protection for every bed.
Becky, come and have your cereal.
Mommy, can I have my cereal with Moron Glucose D, please?
Can I have some in my tea, please?
Of course, darling. As a mother, I choose Monroe Glucose D as the sweetener for all my family's cereal and beverages because it not only gives my family instant energy, Monroe Glucose D is enriched with calcium and vitamin D. When you're buying, look out for the Monroe Glucose D logo on the pack to ensure that you're getting premium quality. Monroe Glucose D is manufactured by Brand Monroe Limited.
Energy fast. Aba business people, how una dey? That Advanced Lafayette Microfinance Bank, where una be don dey wait for, don land gidigbam for Aba. At Advanced Lafayette Microfinance Bank, we offer you loans at low interest rate. You can also save your money every day in our savings account that guarantees you a mouth-watering interest rate upon withdrawal. Our health insurance scheme is top-notch. Advanced Lafayette Microfinance Bank office, Aba branch, is located at number 152 Flakes Road, Aba. Telephone 0700 023 8267. Advance, growing together.
I did go where everything is possible. On my way, nothing can hold me back. I did go, kulele, kulele. On my way, to my next level with
They push and they go, not tire until die or hustle blow. La Casera, make nothing stop you.
Fierce corruption that destroy Nigeria. It they kill it, passio, die for the malaria. See as people they suffer for malaria. It they kill it, career, relocate for area. Anywhere you go, anywhere you hide. If you are guilty of economic and financial crime, if EFCC catch you, nobody, no guru, you go run for jail. Anywhere you go, anywhere you hide. If you are guilty of economic and financial crime,
reason this matter.